Good after morning, my name is Kilakuma and I love VSeeFace! I'd like a lot of V-streamers and VTubers alike to know about this free program created by Emiliana. This program is also still a work in progress. If there is a problem, Emiliana will try her best to kind of figure out what is the issue, but usually it's definitely a lot better than how it was before. A lot of programs that virtual streamers usually use, they tend to have a pretty high GPU or high CPU usage, but VSeeFace is pretty much on the down low in terms of like the usage. Either way, this program is a collaborative effort in Deat server. We have a handful of people who are also working with VSeeFace and like just kind of seeing the little nitpicky bits in the whole program itself. So if you have a problem with the program, please don't hesitate to let us know in the Discord. So yeah, I would like a lot of V-streamers and VTubers alike to know about this awesome program. So this program is absolutely kick-ass. Not only is it a really great program, but it's also always constantly improving no matter what. Like, it's still in its baby. I guess you can say it's in its adolescent stages, but it's a really kick-ass program, and I've tried so many different freaking programs, okay? I've tried VDraw, Lapit, Wakaru, Threetane, VUP, and VMagic Mirror. And we're starting out, all I used was VMagic Mirror because my CPU and my GPU was absolute shit. Let me tell you. Yeah, I used VMagic Mirror first, and then eventually, when I found out that VDraw had, tracking, webcam tracking, I moved on to that. But then my GPU was still shit. But eventually, yeah, I dished some money for Lepit until I discovered VSeeFace thanks to one of my lovely friends and V-streamer too, Angel Nebula. But yeah, Angel Nebula was the one that introduced me to this program and introduced me to Emiliana and Deat. Well, I've already known about Deat because of Tracking Roll, but I don't have VR things to like play with, you know. Either way. For Lepit, the movements are very smooth, tracking is decent, and it's very simple. So one really good thing about VSeeFace, it has expression tracking. Like I'm not using buttons for my expressions. I mainly only use the tracking for my smile though. And let's see. Okay, so VSeeFace has expression tracking. They have leap motion tracking, and they also have more quick and more accurate movements. So that way we can be a little bit more, you know, immersive. It also tracks your irises. Oh my god, this is kind of embarrassing now that I'm like doing all of this stuff. And I really want to share with you guys like the awesome tracking like details that you can do with VSeeFace. Like, ever since I found out about it, I've been fucking raving about it, bro. Holy fuck, I love the program too damn much. Either way, I want to share with you all the things that I love about VSeeFace and all the nitty-gritty details but either way, I fucking love this program, and it has so much more like attention to detail on how you can like have smoother tracking and stuff. Let's get into it. Okay, let's go ahead and start with opening up the program. Okay, it is loading the program. Okay, so here is the program itself. As you can see, I have like a whole bunch of models here already, a lot of test models, etc. And so you would go ahead, and if you don't have a model already in here, you just press add avatar, and then you can just like add another model into it. I'm not going to be importing because I already have all the models I need. Go over to the model, and over here you would see all of these wonderful options for this. But usually it would have recommended settings, so you can go ahead and just click that. Or yeah, you can do that if you want. But these are my settings personally. And stand still. And be sure to like warm up with the program too. Like a nice little warm up for the program to figure out your face situation. Alright, so VSeeFace has an array of options. So up here, if you go over here to settings, you would have these options over here. So we can go ahead and start off with leap motion. Okay, and then for leap motion settings, so we have a representation of it on our chest area over here. I have a clip to hold it like straight onto my shirt and yeah. So we have these settings over here. The smoothing is pretty self-explanatory. It smooths out the jagged like tracking if your tracking setting is kind of funky. We have the position, left, right, height, and forward. So you have like 3 options. You have flat on desk, chest, and head. Basically, chest, head, and flat on desk. And then for the positions, you have left, right. So this one kind of moves them left and right. And then you have height, it moves it up and down. And you have forward. Forward and backward. So basically you just kind of have to make sure it's like right where your leap motion is for accurate tracking. So transition time is how long it would take for it to come up. So right now I have it set to about this amount of time. It doesn't really specify, but that's how long it'll take for the arm to kind of respond, your model's arm to respond to whatever you're tracking. Detection range is usually for, it's just to prevent ghost hands. So if you happen to have like a lot of things in your room that could resemble a hand, it'll read it as a hand and it's gonna look all scary and it's just gonna like jump anywhere, kind of spooky. But yeah, so the detection range, this one being as close as possible. Like it'll only like check for your hands, like maybe up to it's just the closest bit. And then for if you go all the way, if you slide it all the way, your hands can be tracked all the way, like as far as your arm can reach, basically. So I usually keep it around here anyway. So scale is just to broaden the effects of the leap tracking. And I usually have it around this size. And rotation is basically what it is. It rotates your arms. Rotation Y. And rotation Z. You can play around with if you have a leap motion. And transition time, it's the opposite of when your hands go up. This one is how long it'll take for your hands to go down. Just to make it look a little bit more graceful, you know? Some people like it fast, some people like it slow. Different people want different things. So we have hands down delay. That's like how long it'll take for the hand to kind of go down. So let's say I already have it at 0, so it's like it doesn't wait. My hand doesn't wait. But if you have it all the way to max, it's gonna pause and then it's gonna like drop it. So hand, fast, middle, hand, it stays up in the air and then drops. Yep. That's what it is. I usually have it at 0 anyway. Yeah, see, that's a ghost hand. See, spooky. So now I'm going to show you guys the desk option. So the desk option is when you have it flat on your desk. So usually when you like start out, it's going to show all the way down somewhere else. Yeah, it's like all the way down here. So I would just have one hand out. So, oh wait, wrong one. I would just adjust it accordingly to wherever the leap motion is on your desk, basically. But the thing about this one though, it's a little scuffed. Because not only like sometimes it'll flip around and then it'll like show like weird tracking. It's to your own discretion, really. So that's when it's like flat on your desk. And that is one thing Leopard does not have. They don't have a flat on the desk option for people who don't have clips. You can adjust it accordingly to wherever the leap motion is for your tracking. Yeah, so this is really good for in case you don't have a clip. Yeah. And to the next effect! We'll go over to general settings. General settings, hold on. Oh yeah, if you want to move your camera, you press Alt, and then either a middle button. Yeah, press Alt and then middle button, and then you can move your camera a little bit. Press Alt again, you can rotate, or you can zoom in with the right click button. Alt left click, you can rotate your character. Alright, so with the general settings, here we have focal. Focal is basically the camera lens. If you have, right now at this setting, it's like as 2D as possible, it's as proportioned. But if you have it all the way, you're gonna get that. So if you really want this effect, you can have it. But that is basically what focal point length is. Okay, back to you, Past Kuma. Blink sensitivity, blink smoothing, look down threshold, gaze, and all that other stuff. This is basically stuff of... So if you guys happen to have glasses like me, you can bump your sensitivity up or bump it down if you already have, don't have glasses and you don't really worry too much. I'm holding my glasses right now. But like blink sensitivity is really good if you have like glasses on. I usually have it around here because my glasses be kind of just a little thick. Blink smoothing. This has definitely been improved over the time VSeeFace has been in production. So now you have smoother blinking. You can get even smoother if you want, but you know, you can play around with this. Look down threshold is especially really good for artists, because if you happen to have a screen tablet, you tend to look down a lot. And when you look down a lot, let me show you what happens. You look down. Oh, is it done? Oh. Yeah, when you look down, it just shows your eyes closed. And even when you have it like lightly, let's like lower the thing a little bit. It's gonna make your eyes spaz out like that, so I usually have this checked, especially if I'm doing work. Like doing work with my tablet and such. But if you're looking down at your phone and you don't want your eyes to like look faded as fuck, yeah, you just up that threshold. That way, when you look down, it'll be an auto blink and you don't look faded as fuck. Yeah. So smooth auto blink, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Eyebrow strength is, well, when you move your eyebrows a lot. Eyebrow sensitivity, it tracks your eyebrows mainly. Or well, it doesn't, I don't know why it doesn't like tracking my eyebrows. But if you have strong eyebrows, oh hunty, it's gonna go up, down, up, down. So you have offsets. This basically like messes with your eyebrows and stuff. Did I already bring it down? Oh wait, no, there we go. You can like play around with it and you see your eyebrows move. Oh hell yeah, look at that. And then lip smoothing. I personally turn this off because I like the jaggedy look whenever my mouth is synced. Lip sync auto gain. This is for when your microphones are really soft and it doesn't like pick up too well on VSeeFace. So if you happen to have a very low microphone, you will bring that all the way back up. And I really like my mouth beak as I feel like it's more expressive that way. And we have mouth sensitivity. This is for when you want your mouth to be tracked. So if you want to pog out, you can go. It tracks your mouth. So like in case you don't have like, in case you're like all quiet but then you're watching something scary, it can be all like. There's that. There's mouth smoothing. So this is for like transitioning your mouth for tracking. Yeah, that's it. Mouth size reduction. So if you don't want your mouth to be like massive like mine, you can like reduce it and make your mouth movements very subtle. But personally, I really like that you can see more of my mouth movements whenever I talk when I have it lower. So arm angle, you can be a bird if you want. But it's basically in case your model is kind of thick and you don't want your arms to be like all the way in. There's this option. It's really nice. Personally, I just keep it like this though. Wait, what did I have it before? Was it this way? I don't remember. Either way, that is what arm angle does. Shoulder stiffness. This is for people who have leap motion. So you see how my shoulders are like moving a little bit? It moves along with the arm. If you have the shoulder stiffness all the way at max, your arm won't really move that much. Or your shoulder won't really move that much. You see? If you lower it... Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. If you lower it, you see that your arm and shoulders move together. Alright, and body stiffness. This one determines how much you want your body to like move around when you move your head. So right now I have it at 100. If you have it at 0, your whole body moves with you. You can play with this accordingly if you really want like subtle movement with your body. But personally, I just have it all the way at max. I don't really like moving my body all too much. This wasn't an option before, but now it is, and it's fucking amazing! I love it so much. Anyway. Neck stiffness. If you have it at low, your whole neck moves around. Your whole neck follows your head. Now, if you have neck stiffness all the way up, girl, you get this mess. And it makes you kind of look like you're... It doesn't... I don't know. This is just not my thing. But maybe it might be your thing. I don't know. But personally, I just keep my neck stiffness at this much. Expression stabilizer. So if you're doing multiple expressions, like the ones down here, usually if you have this one on, it'll smooth out your expression. So if you're like happy, and then all of a sudden you just want to be sad, or you want a fun or joy expression to like kind of transition smoothly, that is what you pick. I don't really play with this much because I only have joy. That one right there. Alright, and then to the advanced section. This is not that many people really play with this, but if you do, then there are these options over here. Locomotion is it's basically, if you have motion range up, you can like it looks like your character's gonna be like moving around a lot. Looks like they're walking. You sidestep if you want locomotion. But personally, I just keep it down right there. And I turn it off because it makes your posture look kind of funky after a while. You kind of have the Luppet lean. And I'm not here for it, so I usually have that unchecked anyway. And I don't really like how the hair moves with locomotion. That's just my personal taste though. So VSeeFace also has a virtual camera. You enable it. Okay, so virtual camera. These are really perfect for collabs. But the thing is though, if you have like a specific thing that's like on a specific side of your model, it's gonna be mirrored. Just letting y'all know. Okay, and then there's like low latency and all that other good stuff. Your microphone settings, I usually have my cap rate at 60, and then usually the smaller the window, the better. But you do have these other options in case you want like a bigger window. But I usually keep it small to keep my CPU and GPU low. And allow resizing, I personally have this unchecked. Because if you have like a specific setting and you press this thing, it's gonna make the screen go big and it's gonna ruin everything and you're just gonna get scuffed. Not that we hate scuff here. Stuff is sometimes really entertaining. Okay, improved anti-alias. It's just to make your character look really smooth. Anti-alias, you can go up to from 2 all the way to really nice. Personally, I have it at 4 just so that way my CPU and GPU don't explode. So there's that. And then there's the expression detection. I personally use it for joy. That's it. I don't really use the other ones too much. So you can like do that, or you can press none. So I have that one checked. Hybrid lip syncing and mouth tracking. So it tracks both. If you have this checked, it tracks both your mouth and your lip syncing. So that way, in case you're like talking, or if you're not talking, you still want to pog out, you have that option. I'll always use full lip sync animation. I personally checked that one out. Auto lip sync. You can have a hotkey if you want to turn that off. Synthetic gaze. Right now I have it set to follow head movement, but the best thing about another really good thing about VSeeFace, girl, it tracks your eyeballs. Here, let me uncheck that. Oh wow, hold on. Let me just close my eyes. Oh. This is what happens when you have gaze all the way up too high. Yeah, you don't want that. But here we go. Girl, it tracks your eyeballs. You can have the synthetic gaze if you want, if you don't want your eyeballs tracked. But no other program really has this other than VUP. And I think Wakaru, but not by much. It's very I guess it's a little complicated because I can't really get it to work on other programs, but VSeeFace, it's quite seamless. But yeah, you have that. There's also the look at camera option. So this is really good if you like just want to like look at the camera. But I personally don't do that. I only have head movement at the moment. But yeah, if you like yeah, that's another really good thing about VSeeFace. Fucking iris tracking. Iris tracking. Your eyes can get tracked. Bro. Fucking amazing. I fucking love it. Now, on to the next one. Effects. Effects are really good for if you want to add extra effects onto your thing. But be warned, the effect setting, usually this will come with a high GPU load. But either way, we got options. Girl, we have options. And the newest setting that we have here, it's called halftone. Honey. Emiliana. Girl. I love these settings. Personally, I use a lot of bloom. Bloom gives me a nice warm effect, but it also gives that nice little glow, which is really nice. You also have these options of don't cut at edge. So this one kind of feathers out the glow effect. If you're really into it, but you can go ahead and play with these settings if you want anyway. Oop. And then we have, what is it? Ambient occlusion effect. Or well, no wait, this is something I don't play with. This is something that my model does not have, so I don't really mess with this one. So lens, this one is the funny one. You do this and then it makes you look funny. Yeah, but I usually have that off. But unless you like have like a meme time, you feeling ballsy, you got this funny option. Okay, and then we have chromatic abrasion. This one is the one that gives that really cool effect, like this. I usually have it all the way up because it looks fucking wild. I'm gonna check that. And then color, or like, if you don't really want to mess with your OBS settings, this one's really good. But I mean, it does kind of mess with your GPU a little bit, but you know, it's there if you want to use it. Then we have grain. Girl, it's gonna be grainy. You can play around with it if you want. You want color? Oh wow, it looks like when you stare at the sky for too long. Oh wait, I have to enable it. Yeah, bendy. I did. Okay, and then the recent new one the newest addition is halftone as of this video. So, halftone, you get this. You can like kind of play around with it. You guys can go play around with this one. You got these effects. These effects are what's available to us through VSeeFace. Next up, we have light settings. I'm gonna just scooch over here this way. Light settings. I don't really mess with these too much because they don't really affect my model all that much. Mainly because I don't really have a certain effect. I mean, I can change the color. These are really, this thing says ambiance, so it's for ambiance. But I don't really play with these settings too much. Unless you have like a certain shader on your model, I think it'll be very apparent. But for me, not really. Here we go! Expressions! Nope. Over here is basically your hotkeys. You set up a hotkey, and then you get all kinds of expressions. Well, whatever is with your model anyway. Alright, so over here, where's the numbering? Oh, okay. So this one, let's see. Over here, base. Basically, basically, it's you keep the expression as is. Like, it doesn't add anything to it. It's just as is. But if you have addition, or sorry, not addition, additive, it'll add the expressions together. A good example of my additive. So I would have this and this. Basically, you can like mix emotes together if you want to get extra expressive. Yummy? And then we have enable eye blinking, enable mouth animation and brow movement. It's basically if you want your mouth to move or your eyes to blink while you're using these expressions. So an example would be my smile expression. I want my eyebrows to be moving around too, and I want my mouth to move. But of course, I do not want blinking when I'm on my smile expression. A good expression for blinking and with all of the above would be my sad face. I have my eyebrows moving. Oh, well, maybe I don't have my eyebrows moving, though. Yeah, you get the idea. You also get blinking along with your mouth movement, which is pretty pog. And we have hold. So here, you either want it... It's basically pretty self-explanatory. If you want to hold a button, this is an example of one of my hold expressions. I hold the button, and then it'll, as soon as I release it, the expression will release as well. Yeah. And then, an example of a toggle, you basically kind of keep it there. You just press a button, and then it just stays like that until you decide to not want it anymore. And then hotkey. This is the button. This is for your buttons. You assign a button and then you get expressions. And then transition time. It really depends on how fast you want your expressions to transition. Like, let's say if you want it like super slow, just to show like kind of natural. Or if you want it like extra fast. Well, let's see, what's an example of an extra fast one? I guess this? No, maybe not. A good expression for a fast one is just like instant, right away. No delay at all. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this little bit over here. And I guess we'll go ahead and move on to calibration for your expressions. Damn, look at me exposing myself. Oh my god. It's been a while since I've actually like recorded with my face. But either way, before you start calibrating your expressions, you would have to first set up the neutral. So the neutral, you gotta make sure your face stays as neutral as possible. Like, no matter where you look, that's just how it's gonna be. First, you would have to go over to neutral, and then once it says recording, you would just look around with your most neutral face possible, maybe talk a little bit. 아, 이, 우, 에, 오. 같이 있을 때도. I just have the webcam. This is just this thing over here is just an example of what I'm doing, even though it's like super laggy. Just move around. And then press stop. And then if you want to trigger another expression, like let's say angry. I haven't done angry, I don't want to do angry, but here we go. It's gonna look so gross. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna make our angry faces. And keep that face. Oh, so angry. Oh, disgusting. Absolute trash. Oh, I look gross, and that's why I'm so angry. And then you would press calibrate. Calibrating is what sets all of the recording you did in motion. So, if you make the expression, it shows the expression. Oh my god, I'm so angry. I'm so angry that I look so terrible today. This is why I'm a Vstreamer. And that is how you calibrate. Basically, you just keep the expression that you want to set your face in. So I already have joy, smiling. Oh well, now that I have angry, I'm gonna likely delete that because I don't really get angry too often. I usually use my hotkey for it anyway. But yeah, that's how you set up the expression. I wish I had disgust. This is my disgust face. There we go. Don't forget to press calibrate after you do the recording, or else it's not gonna work. I had to learn that the hard way. It was terrible. And then, whenever you get that all calibrated, you make sure to save your calibration as. And then you would just like do or whatever, and then save it. And then next time you load up VSeeFace, it should work. It should be fine. Okay, I'm gonna turn off this camera because I'm feeling very self-conscious now. And move on forward to the next thing. General settings! Oh, let me clear that. I don't want that no more. Calibrate. If you want to delete an expression, don't forget to press that, and then yes, and then calibrate, so that way it doesn't save. Let's see. And then, default position. If you want to like keep a certain position for your next, so that way you don't have to keep setting it up over and over and over and over again because it's such a bitch. Yeah, you would go over here, custom. You go to the drop down menu, custom, and then you would save your save your position. You just press save, and then it'll be like that the next time you open up VSeeFace. And another really good thing is there's also help. If you don't really understand this video, there is so much more things over here to help you. There's also hints. It's kind of like a little note thing. So if you guys have any questions, you could either read this or you can talk to Emiliana in Deat server. Or like you could like kind of inquire a lot of things in the VSeeFace thread. But yeah, this is the program I love so much. There's just so much really good things about it, and the possibilities, how smooth this tracking is. For a free program, bro, you get this. You get expression tracking, you have a free thing, all this other stuff. Oh, I should probably have to mention how to have it set up on your OBS studio. If you have OBS, is it gonna be easy peasy lemon squeezy? I don't really have to like stuff. But if you have like another program, I'm not too sure how to get it to work on other ones because I've only been using OBS or Streamlab's OBS. Let me go ahead and delete VSeeFace already. And I'll go ahead and drag over this. So this is Streamlabs. You already know it. You go press new source, game capture, let's say we're opening up a new thing. Blah, blah, blah. So as you can see, it's capturing the window. And in order for you to get the transparent background, you press allow transparency. That way, you don't have to worry about green screen. And that's another fucking pog thing about it! Excuse my language. I'm just very passionate about this program. But yeah, you don't need a green screen unless you're gonna be collabing with another friend through Discord or something, because it's already transparent. Like, of course, granted, you can press Alt to like crop off like the bits you don't want. And you put it on the side. There you go. You're a Vstreamer now, or a VTuber. Same thing. What? Wonka. And then if you don't want the UI, there's a button over here at the bottom. You press that. And then you get the alpha. Yeah. And that is it. That's pretty much the program. And if you have any more questions, you can leave it down in the comments, or you can go and inquire more answers in Deat server. I'm gonna link that down below too. So if you ever have the chance, try out VSeeFace. It's free. I do want to tip Emiliana though. Emiliana, when you open in a tip jar, girl. We wanna tip you, girl. Girl. Either way, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and don't forget to drink water and be safe out there. Bye-bye! Respectfully, I'm a fucking genius! This time's look a lot like old pie in the cover art. Oh, titty slime.